All right, welcome back. Today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea. What if getting what you want isn't the real test? What if the real test is what happens after? We're going to unpack this through a story about the kind of wisdom that you can only find in the aftermath of a great gift.
And this phrase right here, this is the key to the whole thing. First the gift, then the understanding. It kind of flips our usual way of thinking on its head, right? It suggests that sometimes you're given something amazing, and only later do you figure out why or what to do with it. The real work begins after you get the prize. And we're going to see exactly how this plays out in the life of a young boy.
Okay, so let's set the scene. I want you to meet our protagonist, a boy named Hamza. He lives in a small village, and his life is this constant juggle between dreaming of a better future and the tough reality his family faces every single day. This really paints the picture, doesn't it? His dad drives a rented rickshaw. Think about that. Some days are good, they bring home fruit, and other days, there's just silence, an empty table. That's the world Hamza's coming from. That's where his story starts.
So he's about to take this huge scholarship exam, one that could change everything. And his mother gives him this incredibly simple but profound advice. She says, "Bas dua karo, Baqi Allah pe chhor do." Basically, just pray. Leave the rest to God. Now, she wasn't saying don't study or don't try. She was saying do everything you can and then let go. Place your trust in something bigger than yourself. It just shows you the kind of faith that was at the core of his family.
And this was Hamza's prayer. What's so powerful about this is just how humble it is. He didn't say, please, I need this, I have to have it. He didn't try to bargain. He just said, if this is good for me, then give it to me. It's a prayer of pure trust, with zero expectation attached.
And then the completely unexpected happens. This is the moment everything pivots. That humble prayer gets answered in a way that's going to change not just his life, but, well, him.
He got it, just like that. The one single district-level scholarship, it was awarded to him. Out of every single kid, it was Hamza. Can you just imagine the shockwaves for his family, for his village, and most of all, for Hamza himself?
And his first thought, it wasn't joy. It wasn't celebration. It was just one word, how. That single question tells you everything. It tells you how completely unprepared he was for this success. He honestly didn't think it was possible. And that lack of preparation, well, that's the key to everything that comes next. And this is where the story gets really interesting. Because here's the thing about gifts. They almost always come with a test. The scholarship fixed the money problems for sure, but it brought a whole new kind of problem, a much quieter one, a test of his character.
Okay, so look at this. This comparison breaks down the change in him perfectly. Before, he was dependent on his faith, on prayer. After, he started to feel self-reliant, like he did it all. That sincerity in his prayers, it turned into expectation. And gratitude slowly soured into pride. It wasn't like he became a bad person overnight. It was this slow, quiet corrosion of all his best qualities.
And this wasn't just happening in his head, you know? It started to show up in the real world. His grades, the very thing that got him here, started to slip. He was always restless, couldn't focus. That feeling of gratitude got weaker and weaker. And maybe worst of all, he started feeling just a little bit better than his old friends.
The change was so obvious that his father, gently pulls him aside and asks him that simple, worried question. Beta, sab theek hai na? Son, is everything okay? And Hamza's quick, yes! It was a lie, not just to his father, but to himself.
And that little moment with his dad, it's the catalyst. It brings us to the breaking point. That quiet unease he's been feeling finally boils over into this powerful moment of self-reflection. He has to face the person he's becoming. He starts asking himself this one simple question that just changes everything. It's not about what he gained, the scholarship, the status. It's about what he lost. What did he trade away without even realizing it?
And he starts to really remember, what it was like before. He remembered the khof, that healthy bit of fear and uncertainty that kept him humble. He remembered the sincerity he used to have in his heart. He remembered those long, heartfelt prayers, the du'as. And maybe most importantly, he remembered what it felt like to need help. He realized he had lost the very person who deserved the gift in the first place.
And this prayer right here is the absolute pivot point of the whole story. He's not asking for another gift. He's asking for the wisdom to handle the one he already has. You gave me this before I even got it.
Now please teach me how to carry it. This is the moment the understanding finally begins to arrive.
So, what happens after that prayer? This final part of his journey is all about the resolution. It's about how Hamza takes this huge realization and actually starts to live it. And what I absolutely love about this part is how real it feels. There wasn't some flash of lightning or a sudden miracle. It was a slow return. Little by little, his focus came back, his prideful attitude softened, he started helping his friends again, connecting with people, and crucially, he found something way better than just achievement. He found peace.
And that, right there, brings us to the core idea of this whole story, the gift of the aftermath. It's this principle that sometimes life gives you the reward first, precisely so you can then learn the lesson of how to handle it, how to carry it with grace and with purpose.
And that's really the final lesson here, isn't it? His journey wasn't just about winning a scholarship. It was about becoming a person who actually understood the purpose behind that gift. To stay humble, to help others, and to stay connected to the very values that made him worthy of it in the first place.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to think about for yourself. Look at your own life, a job, a relationship, an unexpected opportunity. What gift showed up in your life before you really truly understood what it meant, or what its lesson was? It's something worth thinking about. Thanks for joining us.